Hello, welcome back to Statman Dave Clips. Today we're going to take a look at how England beat Germany. If you are new to Statman Dave Clips, please hit that subscribe button, like that goddamn video. Anyway, let's dive in. We're going to take a look at how England beat Germany in the last 16 of Euro 2020. We're going to talk tactics, have a look at some statistics, and have a look at where Gareth Southgate got it right, which players really impressed in the game. So let's dive into the tactics first and foremost. Gareth Southgate matching the Germans. Of course, the big threat from Germany was their attack from the wing-backs. Gosens and Joshua Kimmich have been devastating in the tournament. They really undressed Portugal's 4-2-3-1 out wide, especially on the left wing. You know, getting the ball out wide right, switching it to Gosens, and then him providing that threat in the final third. A way to stop wing-backs, of course, you know, from a very sort of stationary point. If you want to be defensive, you play wing-backs. Basically, you've got a 1v1 out wide. It kills the flanks, and it kind of kills the game. But that allowed England to get themselves into the game. One of the big things I think was important for England was dribbling with the ball at their feet. You know, the German midfield, obviously they've got some energy and they've got some ability to get box-to-box in Goretzka. But around Toni Kroos, there is a little bit of a bit of space to drive through. Again, that's probably why Southgate started Saka. We saw how well he did in the game against the Czech Republic, carrying the ball at his feet. And that was probably the idea. But I think the good thing with England was how compact they were. They sat off in very much a 5-2-3, a little bit different to the German shape. Germany were a lot more narrow in the final third, more two attacking midfielders than two wide players in England. But I think the interesting side, they were defending in a 3-5-2 with Havertz dropping back and Werner and Muller staying high. Of course, one of the issues for England to deal with was Werner's pace. Unfortunately, his finishing let himself down again. I thought in the first half an hour, first 45 minutes, first 50 minutes of the game, Mats Hummels put in an absolute masterclass at centre-half, but it wasn't enough to keep England at bay. Then the interesting side for England was the substitutions. Of course, tactically didn't change anything, which may have been a bit of a concern. You know, I think you could change to go to a three-man midfield, a 4-4-2 diamond, and really catch this German shape out. But what Southgate did, of course, Jack Grealish came on for Saka and went to the left-hand side, Sterling to the right-hand side. For the Germans, they didn't really make many changes. Of course, you know, the likes of Gnabry came on, Musiala came on, but it didn't really change the game state. I think the important side of this substitution, one of the things with Sterling, obviously for England, it's very much a goal scorer. For City, he's very much a goal scorer. One thing we forgot about Sterling yesterday was his ability to carry. And I think for that first goal, very, very important, dribbling at the defence, dribbling at that midfield. When we look at the shape and how it moved down with Rudiger trying to close Sterling down and Kroos running on the Sterling running on the blind side of Toni Kroos, opened up the game. A big thing that we spoke about is you know, attacking Matthias Ginter. That was where the Germans' holes is. You know, Kimmich stays a little bit high. He's naturally a midfielder. He's naturally going to stay a little bit higher up the pitch. So creating a 2v1 on Matthias Ginter is a massive option. But I think as well, we've got to give credit to Kane's involvement in the move. You know, of course, when Kroos has been bypassed by Sterling, the pass into his feet, the layoff and then the 2v1 out wide was absolutely crucial for sure to provide the overlap. Sterling to make that late run and then found in the penalty area. Tactically, a fantastic goal from England. You know, getting at the German weakness. We're looking at dribbling at Toni Kroos, cutting inside, but also getting behind Joshua Kimmich, creating a 2v1 situation on Matthias Ginter. And that was all down to the England forward line. An impressive forward line. Of course, yeah, Germany did get through a few times. There was some good combination play between the likes of Goretzka, with Muller, with Werner, with Havertz in the final third that potentially they could have grabbed the goal. But England sat, they waited, they were patient. And yeah, the game was a little bit boring. Yeah, tactically, Southgate playing a back five against a back five kills the momentum in a game. We're not going to get a 3-3. We're not going to get a 5-3 like we have seen at the European Championships, but got the job done. I think it was that combination of dribbling through midfield with that combination play wide left that really opened up the door. Of course, that was the first goal of the game that opened things up. It opened up Germany. Then Thomas Muller had a massive chance in behind the defence. And there's one player that you could trust finishing in European football over the last, let's say, 15, 20 years. Muller would be up there in terms of his calmness. Unfortunately, or great news for England, dragged his shot wide. Thomas absolutely losing his head in that moment. And of course, England going up the other end and grabbing a second goal, which opened up. But I think, again, we've got to give credit. At this time, of course, Germany had made substitutions. Gnabry was on the pitch. Musiala was on the pitch as well, I believe. But I think it was really good play from Luke Shaw. So, in fact, England's second goal, again, they had 10 men when they scored it. Declan Rice had literally gone over to that left-hand side, and he'd literally just pulled up off the pitch. And, you know, Germany were looking to play out. They fired the ball into the feet of Serge Gnabry, who's had a very, very poor tournament. We've got to be, you know, honest with these things. He's struggled playing as a false nine. I think you've got to look at Joachim Löw's, you know, lack of changing things and tactically not doing too well there. But the way that Shaw won the ball and again combined down this left-hand side, you know, feeding Jack Grealish to simply just get his head up and slot the ball home. Of course, Hummels, I think, had vacated the space, and it was a simple ball for Grealish on his left peg. Harry Kane, goal time. But I think tactically very, very important for, you know, committing at the right time with a back five. Of course, Luke Shaw gambled there, but it was a calculated gamble. When you are playing wing-back in this system, when, you know, you've got threat, so from that position, obviously, ball playing out the back, you've got two things to deal with. You have to deal with a wing-back in Joshua Kimmich, but also if a forward drifts into your zone, you have to deal with him. And I think credit to Luke Shaw, the way that he won the ball back there was absolutely superb and testament to his improvement over the season in terms of how he's improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the coaching staff has been brilliant. But for England as well, very, very good. So let's, you know, tactically, that's how it opened up, of course. England waiting to introduce Jack Grealish to open up the door, allowing a little combination between Grealish and a 2v1 out wide, following the dribble of Sterling. I think with Sterling as well, after he beat Kroos with the dribble, getting into the penalty area, that is where Sterling does his business. He is a penalty box type player that excelled in those situations. He's not known for his carrying, but did that supremely well. But getting into the box and finding the back of the net, England saw. And I think the problem with this game state, in terms of the formations that came up against each other, whichever team scored first, GG's. That's it. You're done. Very, very difficult to come back when you're playing a back five with a back five. You have to change things. And unfortunately for Joachim Löw, he just didn't really do anything. Didn't change the game state. Didn't change the system. Didn't appear to go more attacking. But I think for England, in terms of their performances, what a display. Again, tactically, could look at their average positions. See how deep Harry Kane is. You know, it's a lot of criticism from England fans. But linked that goal from you know, a centre forward position on the back line, the first goal that went in, and I think from Grealish's position as well, very, very wide on that right hand side. We could see him in the number 7 position, and I think that was kind of the job to really isolate the German left centre half. And 7 touches of the ball, 1 big chance created, 1 pre-assist pass. Jack Grealish coming up clutch when it really mattered for England. I think other players that deserve a big shout out, of course, Luke Shaw, sensational going forward. A brilliant display from the Manchester United left fullback that has really improved over the last few years, won 100% of his tackles. Of course, that massive challenge to win the ball off Serge Gnabry, completed 91% of his passes, 5 passes in the final third, 2 ball recoveries, 1 clearance, 1 foul, 1 assist, with an XA of 0.64 at the European Championships. Luke Shaw has been fantastic. Most passes for England into the box, most chances created from open play, most big chance created, and the most XA. Mourinho, game time. Looking at the rest of the team, Maguire, sensational in terms of his stats. 4 clearances, 1 block, 1 interception, 100% of his tackles won. 6 out of his 6 aerial duels won. 4 out of his 6 ground duels won. Kelvin Phillips deserves some plaudits as well. The interesting stats with Kelvin Phillips was the amount of possession that he won back. And in terms of for England, in Euro 2020, Kelvin Phillips has won possession back 28 times. The next England player is John Stones on 17. Absolutely incredible. Kelvin Phillips has won the ball back 11 more times than the next best England player. So it goes Phillips at 28, Stones at 17, and then Raheem Sterling. Sorry, Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips. Raheem Sterling deserves a lot of praise for his performances at the Euros. Been the difference maker for England and was against Germany. Driving run, getting into the penalty area, opening up the scoring after isolating Matthias Ginter with a 2v1. Tactically superb from Southgate. 3-4-2-1, doing the business against Germany. Thanks for watching, guys. If you are new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button and get in the comments below. Is it coming home? See you later.